Hey everyone, for your async work this week, you are going to answer the wellness journal questions as always. And then this week, instead of watching a video, I'm asking you to read the article below on the importance of sleep. A tip is to preview the questions so you kind of have a guide for your reading. So if you scroll down, we want to know this is one is your own what happens with you, but on average, how many hours of sleep do you get each night? So do you typically get about 6 hours of sleep, 7 hours of sleep? Kind of average. It might differ from night to night, but a general how many you get per sleep, how many hours of sleep you get each night. The next three are kind of going to change as we read. So how many hours of sleep does a person need to stay healthy? So we want to make sure we're paying attention for that as we read. List at least 2 things that can happen when you don't get enough sleep. So again, reading for what will happen if we don't get enough sleep. And then after reading, what's one way our thoughts on sleep have changed. So if anything really stands out, like, oh man, I didn't know that, that might be something that we could put here. So let's start. This is called Struggling with Your Workouts, Try Getting Better Sleep. And this is by Lauren Badowski. She wrote it back in about 2 years ago in 2018. So it starts, a good night's sleep is the key to having the energy we need to conquer the day. However, more than 30% of us don't get the 7 hours of shut-eye we need per night just to stay healthy, according to the Center for Disease Control or the CDC. I think we already answered that second question. Big deal or no? Well, if you care about getting the most of your workouts and life in general, your sleep is a pretty big deal. Skimp on sleep in your workouts, not to mention your gains will suffer. So it sounds like if we are not getting enough sleep, our workouts will suffer. No rest, you won't be your best. People believe that if they don't sleep, they're kind of a mess, but can go for days on end and still be fine, says Dr. W. Chris Winter, a sleep specialist. Winter explains that you may feel okay and even have the energy you need to get through your day. However, the research is clear that when it comes to exercise performance, you're definitely not okay. In fact, people who exercise may need more sleep than those who don't exercise, especially when they exercise at a high intensity. Since the role of sleep is to restore the body's energy supply, it makes sense that the more high intensity the exercise, the more sleep you require. So I'm going to pause for a second. That makes sense. If you work out harder, you're probably going to need more sleep to recover. Sleep plays the all-important role of restoring your immune system, which keeps you from getting sick. It also helps restore your less-known endocrine system. This system is responsible for creating and spreading hormones like testosterone and human growth hormone throughout your body, which help you with your exercise performance. Interesting. The endocrine system also helps repair the muscles you broke down during your workout. So when we get sleep, it helps to keep us healthy and it helps to restore some of the hormones that help us to exercise and helps repair our muscles when we get sleep. This section is called Sleep Better, Sweat Better. So Dr. Winter notes that your exercise performance can decline, so can go down very quickly after just one night of restricted or less sleep. For example, a study on the effects of sleep deprivation on running endurance found that participants covered nearly 3% less distance on no sleep than they did when they were well rested. So in other words, runners who didn't get sleep ran less far than those who were more rested. Similarly, inadequate sleep can limit your maximum muscle strength you have to perform compound movements during resistance training. So, in other words, less sleep means you can't lift as much weight, use as much of your muscle strength. One of the main reasons poor sleep leads to worse exercise has to do with perceived effort. In other words, a bad night's sleep can actually make exercise feel harder, which will only make you get more tired sooner. So, another reason there. Less sleep makes exercising feel harder, makes you feel tired sooner. In addition to making your workouts feel harder, poor sleep can wreck your motivation to work out at all. Participants in one study were less likely to complete their exercise session after a bad night's sleep. And the less sleep they got, the shorter their workout. You may also find that disrupted sleep is messing with your workout recovery, making your next training session tougher to handle. The reason? When you don't sleep, your muscles can't fully restock their energy stores or glycogen. Glycogen, one of your body's main energy sources during exercise, is created when you sleep. When you run out, you wind up hitting the dreaded wall. Now that we've read it, answer these questions. Email me or text me if you have any questions.